Hey folks, this is Dunk with Black Press Comics again. Alright, so I normally don't do things like this, but this has been bugging me for a while now. Some of you may know or may not know, I am a huge anime fan, huge anime head, and they recently released Ghost in the Shell live action movie starring Scarlett Johansson, and I have seen it 1.5 times, and I do not understand the big deal why Americans, because I've done some research, don't get it twisted, I know what I'm going to say, why Americans are so upset about the fact that Scarlett Johansson plays the Major in this movie. Now, the first time I watched it, I wasn't really sure, but the second time I watched the movie, I thought it was really good. Granted, they did take, visually it is beautiful. You cannot beat how beautiful the visuals are in this movie. I could not stop marveling at how beautiful it was, both the computer generation and the live action. But then, you have the story. Granted, the story was a little different, and they managed to take the story that they wrote and kind of fit it into the visuals that match a lot of the anime movie. Which I have just recently rewatched with my anime boys in my anime club, and they loved the movie, but they also saw the differences between the movie and the anime and the live action. And it was a good movie. It was genuinely a good movie. And I get how they managed to, I get where the confusion is, where people are getting a little upset that she could have easily been made into a Japanese person. But even the Japanese are like, who cares? It's a Hollywood movie. She's a white lady. It works. And they loved it. The movie made $35 million. Last time I checked, the movie made $35 million domestically. And the rest of the money has been overseas because they love the concept. They love what we did with it. They don't really care that Scarlett Johansson is playing the Major in this movie. The movie there was no funny in the movie. By the way, let me do this. The movie was not funny in any way. It was a very serious movie, no levity of any kind. But it was what it was. They did try to hint at some of the more deeper concepts of the philosophical concepts that they engaged in the anime movie. But the movie itself was good. Americans are just ridiculous to complain about something that they didn't even make in the first place, and still, and knock it all the way down to the point where now, even if they wanted to do another one, they couldn't, because America. It boggles my mind, and it bothers me a bit, because I would love to see what they could do with this movie. Granted, it ended very differently from the anime movie. I would love to see what they could do with this movie and see what kind of world they could create, even if they borrow some of the stories from the actual series, anime series, and bring in maybe some Tashikomas, make it a little more fun. But all in all, though, if you have any inkling if you haven't had any question of seeing Ghost in the Shell, and you've seen the movie and you love the anime movie, go see Ghost in the Shell. Spend the money, go see the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, if you have a chance, if it's still around, go check it out, because it is genuinely an enjoyable movie. The action is solid, the story is decent, and they give a ton of nods to the anime characters. And it just, go see it. Trust me, I'm very open-minded. I'm also very specific, and I wanted to go in liking it. I do have questions about some of the stuff in it, but all in all, I enjoyed it. I want to see it again. 3 times or 2.5, whatever. I want to see it again. That way I can look at it again and see all the little nuances that I really missed the second time. But thank you for listening to my mild rant. If you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to make requests. And if you have any questions, because I am an extreme anime head, I'm an extreme comic book head, feel free to ask whatever posts you want to ask, because hey, it's just fun for me. I get to express myself. Dunk out.